Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the 8th Whiskey and Wishy. Wow, Whiskey and Insurance.
Wishy. Man, Wissy.
Whiskey.
He's over here already like tossed or something. We haven't even opened the bottle.
No.
And we started a lot later.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
This is nice. It is 1 o'clock.
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
PM, not AM.
None of that crazy
That would be
stuff.
funny. We should do a 1 a.m.
Should we do like a
filming session. That'd be kind of fun.
We probably shouldn't. We'll probably be still asleep or something. I don't know.
Hey,
It's
I
like-
mean, we could though.
Yeah.
Like during open enrollment, we might have to.
Might have to put it on.
But
What?
we got a cool whiskey today.
That bottle looking nice.
I don't know if y'all can
That
see
bottle
this.
looking real nice.
Yesterday was Halloween,
Yesterday was Halloween.
Yep.
so we got a bottle here that's
just
kind of
had-
a little funky on the front.
It
You can
is.
Show, yeah,
So
I
it's,
guess we'll show you on the camera.
We will, but
What's the name?
there's a name for this Halloween character. Like people dress up as this. I don't know what the name of it is.
Well, that's what doctors.
That's
what doctors
right.
used to be back in the medieval times.
That's right.
It's
Where
the
they have like
doctor's
the
mask.
long beak
Yeah.
with the goggles and stuff and the hat.
How
It's
did you
kinda
know that?
I learned about that in history class.
Do you really want to know?
Yeah. Might as well. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Man,
Go into
okay,
that.
so for the gamers out there, do you
Oh,
remember
yeah, yeah,
Assassin?
yes.
What was that called?
No,
Assassin's Creed?
Assassin's Creed.
Yes, Assassin's Creed.
They were dressed up
They
as
would
that.
the doctors always walked around with the mask. So I
You
was
know
like,
what's crazy? It's how much shit he talks on playing games. And
But
he
used to
literally
play back in
put
the day, huh?
That was
Yeah, he
back
used
in
to
the
be a
day.
gamer back in the day.
I haven't played Assassin's Creed in over a decade.
They haven't made one in over a decade.
So I
But
just
yeah,
remembered.
No, that is it.
Because
It's
that's
actually cool.
that's a fun fact. I didn't know that at all. So
Yeah.
when you said it, I'm like, okay, what you got going
That's
on?
totally that's how so back
That's
in the
pretty
medieval
cool. Let me
times.
see that.
Imagine that you like got a sword, right?
Yeah.
And you're walking into a castle.
Yeah.
And in the main area of the castle,
cool.
you just walk past a guy with a mask on himself. It's the doctor.
It's the doctor.
Got it.
And I'm gonna be honest, we're going into this pretty blind. We couldn't
Yep.
find much on the bottle.
Yep.
But what I can tell you,
I got the
this
flavors.
is I have the flavors too. That's that's such cheating.
See,
So I didn't know if you had
only
them. or
one
not.
person should have the flavors.
That's actually that's crazy.
That's it.
Well, you know
And
what?
now we got two.
You know what? I haven't even really looked at them. I saw one. I saw
Okay.
one of the flavors.
Just don't look at them.
I deleted it.
Okay.
You saw that?
Um,
I deleted it.
The cool thing about this bottle, actually, I think one of the coolest parts, handcrafted.
Yeah.
It's actual copper.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
dope.
Each bottle is actual copper. It's
I
heavy.
liked
It's
that
heavy.
because when I felt it, I was like, gosh, I just
Yeah.
hit the mic. You'll probably pick that up. But
No, it is heavy.
I almost dropped that mug. What's cool about this, I think this is our first Scottish whiskey.
Ooh.
I was
He took your thunder.
He did.
He took the thunder.
well, I'm looking at the bottle. It
It's
says
a Scotch.
Scotland on
It's a
there,
Scotch
man.
whiskey.
That's why we got it.
So
I'm really excited for this.
obviously, I don't know if you've had any Scotch, but Scotch is
Yes, I've
strong.
had scotch before.
strong.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna be.
Talk
I
the
mean,
proof
it's-
count now.
It's only 40%.
Oh no, you gotta
Alcohol.
times that by 2.
I know, so it's only 80 proof,
80 proof.
but that's not. I mean, that's
Not a lot.
That's not that bad. But I think you guys are going to be surprised. Let me just take the wrapper off while I'm talking. I think you all going to be surprised when you taste it because I know what's in it. It's not what you think.
I saw one flavor, so I'll be able to shout that one out first. But I'm being serious. I didn't see
Based
any
off of
other
appearance, this what's inside this bottle better be fire.
flavors.
You know what I'm saying?
You think this appearance is best
Yeah,
yet? Huh?
I like this
But
bottle.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do
The
too.
bottle's nice.
I guess let me tell you a little bit about it. The little that we know. Okay.
Okay.
And Scotch, a deacon, is an adept and proficient master tradesman. So not a doctor, but a tradesman.
Got it.
Okay.
The expert distillers behind the Scotch fit named it perfectly. The Deacon is a homage to master craft people where the trades may be. Okay. Now, this is, which you might have to look this up because I don't know what it is, but it's a masterful blend of smoky speyside, S-P-E-Y-S-I-D-E, S-P-E-Y-S-I-D-E,
Okay.
and a peaty Islay malt whiskey, Islay.
Okay. He's probably not gonna find what the hell that is.
I'm looking up.
I don't know what that is, but apparently that's what makes it complex, rich, and smoky.
Okay.
Okay. And the owners, it's a family whiskey again, which is cool.
It's just a protected. Speyside is a protected region for Scotch whiskey distilling under the UK government legislation.
Okay.
That's where that comes from. It's a single malt,
Okay.
and it's actually like a specific area. So Speyside is like a specific area on the map. It's in the Highland country of Scotland.
Got it. That's cool.
So it's kind of funny because it's called Savoring Brands, which is the company that owns this. So they have multiple other whiskeys, right?
Okay.
They made this one. The CEO is called Brett Barish. That's his name. Okay. And the co-founder, his brother Brian, they found the company in 1999. When they made this whiskey, they literally made a statement out to the public and said, "We've lent our disruption style to our favorite Scotch whiskey." So they literally came in here just saying, "Hey, we're about to disrupt everything y'all think about whiskey, and we're about to just throw this in a bottle."
That's a lot of confidence. I told you the bottle looked like
It did look
It's
like
ready.
confidence, right? Which is pretty cool.
In the bottle.
There we go.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's not much more to it.
Yeah.
The owners. Let me try to see.
I don't want to hear it. I don't
You
want to
don't
hear
wanna
nothing
hear it? You
else.
just wanna try
No,
it?
I
Okay.
want to know what's in the bottle.
Sorry, man.
Let's get to it. Come on.
He wants
man.
to know what's in them. He wants to drink. Is what he
Yes,
wants. It's
yes.
1:00
Yes.
on a Friday,
Yes.
and we're one to do this.
We are not working.
Well,
This is work.
This is work. You
This is
ready?
work.
yeah. Boom.
Is it a quart? That was a quart.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting.
See?
Black
though.
Yeah.
Does it smell strong or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
Man,
really?
even the top is heavy.
Is it?
Yeah, feel that.
It is.
Is this mine?
Mm-hmm.
Go light now. Go light.
Wow. I will
You
say.
gave Luke a lot. That's
smells-
enough. Come on, man.
What you mean?
Like,
What you mean?
He has a heavy hand. Jeez.
You got a heavy heart.
What's going on?
He's like, come on, man. Stop pouring it.
So, obviously, it's in copper. So,
All right, let's smell it.
I gotta
dude,
say,
that
man,
is weird.
it's very strong.
Oh.
That smell like. I don't even want to say what that smell like. It don't smell good. I
And
will say
honestly,
that.
I'm gonna be honest.
It don't smell good.
I'm gonna tell you.
Whoa. I don't want to.
Dying, dude.
I want to say what it tastes like, but I can't.
It
Whoa.
smells. I gotta tell over the camera. It smells like gasoline.
It does. It literally
Straight
does.
up
Straight gasoline out of a copper can.
I'm not kidding, man.
This gonna mess my damn.
Okay, so I guess
gonna
we should
mess my
ask,
stomach
do
up.
you know what
This is gonna mess my
smell
stomach up.
you're smelling besides gas? Any notes that you think you can
I can't smell no
Gasoline.
Unleaded.
Bro.
That's what I'm smelling.
87. Sheesh.
Okay.
I seriously, every time I get a
That
smell
don't
this, man,
smell. I don't want to drink this. I don't want to drink this.
you know, okay,
You have to.
you guys are gonna pick up on this when you smell this. Paint,
Yep.
Oh yeah,
paint,
Paint.
paint.
yeah.
Dude, this is
I mean,
bad.
can
Smell
we just
paint.
taste it and get it over with.
You go. you go
know what else-
first.
You know what else it smells
Forget
like? This kind of goes all in the same realm. Sharpie.
Sharpie. That.
I'm telling
Hey
you,
guys,
man.
it's not flavors, but it's what it smells like.
I'm just telling you right now. Do you not get that?
I got
now?
a headache smelling this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm getting high.
Yeah.
You know, you feel
Spray
the
paint,
Sharpies?
I'm literally crying. because I don't
Ron,
taste
you gotta
it.
smell this, bro, because this guy. Ron, come here.
Come over here.
Come over here. Just
Tell me that I'm not wrong.
you
What?
have to smell this. Because we're
Tell me
not
I'm
lying.
not wrong.
Dude, it's something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, we got to do
Oh,
it.
we gotta do it.
Look,
We gotta get
you
it
know
over.
it's, the ice is already gone.
I know.
That's how strong
All
it
right.
is.
Whiskey
Who's
for
got
the
it?
souls.
Insurance
for the
wallets.
Oh, jeez. It's actually not that bad.
It doesn't taste bad. I'm still shuddering at the smell. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
wasn't as
But you
bad
have
as
to
I
get
thot it
past the
was.
smell.
That's what I'm trying to get
Does that
past,
smell-
man. I'm like,
Ooh, that aftertaste though.
Oh.
That's still not.
It's like gasoline.
The aftertaste,
doing
I
it
get
for me.
I get the smells.
Yeah.
Do you get the same thing?
That's what I was saying. Like it's like gas and Sharpie.
Y'all see this face? My face has been stuck for the last damn.
Hey, they
10
said they were
minutes.
about to disrupt the whiskey industry. They did it.
Yeah, they sure
They
did.
sure did. They put together a gasoline whiskey
Yes.
for you. Let me just tell you
Man.
that. Gosh, I had such high hopes for this thing, man.
By the bottle, I was like, yeah, we about to get into some stuff.
I'm being serious. I am not kidding. All I get is Sharpie.
Yeah.
That's all I get.
I tell you one
I just
thing.
get freaking black Sharpie
can't finish
out of this
this.
thing, man.
We're gonna have to. All right. Well, what do y'all think is in it?
Chocolate.
Actually, close.
Play with me. Cocoa.
Close. No, close. It's like a Scotland type of chocolate.
I got smoked orange. I knew that was in
Yeah.
it. That's the one.
It's
that's
actually
not-
charred.
Type of
charred
chocolate.
or charred orange.
It starts with a T.
I don't know, man.
Toffee.
Toffee?
Toffee.
Oh,
Toffee.
that's like the little chewy candy.
Yeah. A little chewy chocolate.
Yeah,
candy
yeah,
from
yeah, yeah,
Scotland.
yeah. Dang.
I mean, I don't need to put this whiskey on blast, but man,
No, and I mean,
smell,
honestly,
bro.
hey, like we said, it's an acquired taste. Like some people probably love it, right?
Man, if you love the smell of Sharpie, this one is for you.
Yeah. I tell you what, it's giving me a headache. That smelling it gave me a headache.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Do you think it has to do with the copper?
I honestly, I think it
it's
holds
gotta.
a lot more.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I think we're maybe getting a smell of copper in there. I mean, I'm not going around smelling copper all the time, but
Smell it, smell it,
the
please.
last, I will say, the last note is delicate spice.
It's spice. It's something in there,
It's
spice
spicy
for sure.
sure.
Something in there is spice. Okay. Let's do one more toast. We could.
I gotta rate it. You gotta rate it.
You gotta rate it.
Give the rating.
I'm ready to get this over. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Come on. Let's get to the rate. Let's
on
get to the rate.
reals,
Come on.
though, we're not here to dog on any
No,
whiskey.
not at all. Not at all.
It just
You
it's
know,
a cool
it's our
bottle.
personal choice.
Let me say, I had such high hopes.
I did.
We've got to find in the future. We got to find another Scottish whiskey. If you know of a Scottish whiskey that's
Yeah.
awesome, please put it, share it with us in the DM or something, because
Yeah, this
I
ain't
can't,
it.
I can't go out with it saying I
I
just had this
seriously think
Scottish
we could
whiskey.
pour this in our car and at least get at maybe unleaded.
Yeah,
And
I
get,
think so
get
too.
somewhere.
I think
That's how
so
strong
too.
it is for sure.
I'm gonna taste it and then I'm gonna rate it.
The taste is getting better. I will say.
The taste is
as it sits,
honestly the taste isn't that bad,
no, but
but
the
that
the
damn
smell,
smell.
you just can't get
Every
back.
time I go put the freaking cup up my nose, all I'm getting it.
We're
and I'm
sitting here
trying-
like the girls that take
yeah.
shots.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm telling you, all I'm getting is Sharpie in it on the smell, and it just is not. sitting
Honestly,
well.
do me a favor. Plug your nose one time. Take
I'm
a
not
drink.
doing that.
Then just trust me. Trust me for a
I'm
minute.
not doing that.
I did. That's what I. That's
Can
what
you
I-
just trust me one second?
Yeah, here,
If you
I'll do
do that, you will taste the orange, the charred orange. I promise.
Oh gosh.
Oh, yep, I did. I do get the orange. Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
get the orange,
I wasn't
don't you?
lying to you. I'm not doing it
Wow.
just to be stupid. Like you actually get the
Wow.
it tastes good at that point.
I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
I wasn't
It worked. It looked crazy, but it did work.
Yeah,
I
it
promise
actually
you. I
worked.
tasted
Yeah.
the orange. I swear to you, I did. That's crazy.
Yep.
Okay, Talbot.
I'm gonna go with
Yeah, please. This is for the record books.
I'm gonna go with a 4.
Yeah.
Okay,
Honestly, it's not bad.
and what I'm gonna go with a 4 is it doesn't taste bad. I just can't get over this dang smell.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm sorry, Deacon, but
I'm sure you guys got other great whiskeys.
let's fix the smell on this one. And I think my rating will go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
that's where I'm at. 4.
shoot. I'm right there with you,
4.
if not less.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this ain't the smell has got me, and it has to sit for a
Got
little
me
bit.
coughing
Yeah.
over here.
Exactly. It got to sit for a little bit for it to even be, decent.
Or just
on
got
the-
those
on the
nose
tongue.
clippers on. Put nose clippers on and start drinking it. It'd be good.
Yeah, that's a 4. That's a 4 for me.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, camera. I will not be finishing this.
Nope.
This will be going in the drain.
Yep.
Once we're done.
I am because I don't waste whiskey.
Well, you want me to pour it?
Heck,
Oh, okay.
No. I don't want all that.
Yeah,
Fill
just
your
give me
cup
that.
But I will say,
Oh, here we go.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Go ahead, man.
The bottle is cool.
I love the
You
bottle.
don't see anything like that.
love
You
the
have to take
bottle.
that in consideration.
Yeah.
Price
By
point.
far the best bottle. that
Best
we've
bottle
had.
we've seen.
Price point. It's only $40.
It was.
Yeah, but we've had freaking remix
Yep.
for $40.
I'm just saying.
Here we go.
That's my favorite.
It is only $40. Okay. They do have other whiskeys.
Deacon, you could do better, man.
You can do better.
You got to.
I'm gonna give it a 3.6.
You got to.
I'm not gonna give it any higher, but I do like the bottle. I think the bottle's cool. It's one
Bottle
of these
is
whiskeys
fire.
where I'd never drink it, but I would keep it because it
On the
looks
shelf.
Yeah.
Put it on the shelf for decoration.
And then people say you want to drink? No.
No.
You know what?
You don't want it.
I now know why. They
Well,
spend more money on their bottle than they do actually
yeah.
making the whiskey.
Yeah,
So,
real copper.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff they talked about was the bottle, the design, things
Yeah.
like that. When you
Absolutely.
Looked it up.
So
That's
Yeah,
why we said we couldn't find much on
This
it.
is the type of whiskey you give to the guests you don't like that come over your house. Yeah, that's a nice bottle.
We got some.
Yeah, go get that right there.
Put
That
this
was
one
fire.
Go get that
Oh, you
right
don't
there.
like it? What you mean? My favorite.
I mean, did you see this bottle? The
Like
bottle costs
$300.
$40.
You know, you got to have
The
a couple of
whiskey
them
in
on
it,
the
a couple
shelf.
pennies.
Exactly. All right. Do we toast it out before we move on? No.
Yeah, we got 2 more toasts. We're gonna do.
No,
we're
I'm
gonna
not
do
doing 2 more
more.
toasts. I'm not doing 2 more toasts with you. I got 1 more in me, and that's it. And barely that.
All right, we'll do it at the end.
All right.
Do it at the end.
Leave it at home.
But right now,
Okay.
let's do a commercial break for
Yeah.
our sponsor, Apollo.
Let's do it.
Boom.
We want to shout out our sponsor, Apollo Insurance Group. They are one of the largest health insurance brokerages out of the Midwest. They specialize in health, life, dental, vision, a lot of the things you need in regards to insurance they have. So they typically save their clients a lot of money in regards to their premium. So if you don't have someone that's helping you or aiding you through this process or this chaotic world of health insurance, please reach out to them. They fight for you, they specialize in what they do, and they're great at their job.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys tuning in to the sponsor.
Absolutely.
What are we talking about today?
That's a good little segue there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, a couple weeks back, we dropped an episode because we have some seniors that are tuning into the podcast that are wanting to get into the insurance industry, which we love. So, thank you for the support.
Yeah.
So, we thought it would be really good from another senior that had reached out, and they would want some information on what it looks like, the interview process with the insurance industry. So,
That's a unique.
I know
one.
I know we've talked about it a little bit briefly, but let's jump into the deep end of the pool there. What does an interview, or what should an interviewee be doing right now if they're a senior wanting to get with a particular firm? And now we'll keep this.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah,
and we'll
that's
keep
a
this
loaded
kind of broad
Okay.
because I don't think everybody's looking to get into health insurance particular.
fair.
So
Fair,
we'll keep it like life, financial advising, health,
Yeah.
group, you name it, any type of insurance, P&C.
Yeah.
Let's keep it broad around that.
I think a big part, honestly, to begin with, which kind of goes back to what we talked about last time, but just researching the company. Yeah. Like knowing, obviously, its culture, what it's known for, what they like doing, ages. I mean, that's a huge thing. Because, if you look at ours, and if you were to look at a different company, right?
Yep.
You will walk in here vastly different than you would at an agent that doesn't have anybody under 30 or 40, right?
Yeah.
So I think just researching that, honestly, like just cultivating yourself to understanding that it is going to be different at each interview spot. Like you have to take into consideration, obviously you're going to have text or calls or emails prior to your interview, right? Like don't look past those because those will give you a lot of hints in the beginning of how they are like, you know what I mean?
I think
and
that
just-
communication too, both ways.
Absolutely.
Like how is the company communicating with me prior to my interview, and how am I communicating with them prior to the interview?
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
that's good. That's a good point that you brought up.
I agree 100%. I think one thing they got to start with is just understanding what do they want. Some people get out of college and they're like, oh, I'm looking for a stepping stone, or,
Don't say that-
I'm
don't say
looking
that in
for
an
a job, or no, what are you? Don't ever go to an employer and say, yeah, I'm just looking for a job to get some.
A resume builder.
Yeah, a
Absolutely
resume
not.
builder. That's how you do it.
You'll never get hired.
And so you never want to go in with that intention, right? You always want to look at whatever role you're looking at as a career opportunity, right? Where you see longevity. And so if you're looking at a job description and you don't see longevity within that job description, just keep it moving.
Right.
You know, because you're not. It doesn't help you, nor does it help the employer that may hire you.
Right.
So that's number one. Just really knowing what you're looking for and why, and then going to find it. Like Talbot said, really, you know, aligning yourself with what, you know, career path you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah, go for it.
I was just saying, I think it's kind of crazy because honestly, nowadays, I feel like not job hopping, but like, I don't know another term to use. I'm just going to use job hopping.
That's
but like,
fine, yeah.
And that's kind of been the norm lately, ever since COVID happened,
Yep.
because people just start offering more and more money. And I mean, I get it. Money's enticing, but money does make the world go round. But at the end of the day, if you aren't going to be happy, you're not going to stick with it. Like that's true.
Yeah, I would say that for sure. I think from a career, you talked about longevity, and we talked about resume builder. You know, some people want to do this and they want to go get into medical device sales or, you know, whatever the, you know, thing that they desire, right? I think the biggest challenge for students, especially nowadays, is they don't think long term.
Nope.
And that's not a knock. I just think that we're just here in the now, and the reality is what's impacting us today and not what's impacting us in 10 years.
Agreed.
And don't get into the insurance industry if you're wanting that resume builder.
Please don't.
Honestly, just sales in general. Don't be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you could go get some sales jobs out there that,
guess that is a
like are
residual.
beneficial.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just not necessarily that, just to learn sales. Because if you're doing it as a resume builder and in your career hopping or job hopping, you're never going to build up a residual income where you're just going to lose out on that anyways. Because you're not going to be there long enough.
True.
Yeah.
And then the second part is, don't go into the insurance industry because it is not a job. It is not a resume builder. It is truly, I tell people this all the time, it is truly a career. Yeah. This is where you're seeing a career for yourself for the next 20, 25 years.
Yep.
And if you can give it 20, 25 years, I always tell people the kind of money that you can make in insurance, especially with the residual income that you just brought up.
Yep.
So I would say when you're looking at different interviews or different industries that you're wanting to look at, one, make sure that it does have the longevity that you were speaking about.
Yeah.
And then two, if you're doing the research, how is that company communicating with me? How do I, do I like it? Can I picture myself there? I think I said this on a previous episode.
Yeah.
Like, picture yourself at that company when you go in for the interview. Like, walk through the building, see yourself sitting there, all those types of things.
Yeah.
But moving on from this, and I think this gets overlooked quite a bit, and I don't mean to put more emphasis on this, because to be honest with you, even me, when I'm looking at these types of things, when I'm about to say, I'm saying things because I don't want to ruin my thunder.
You got it coming.
But I do put in some stock into somebody who has a very well put together resume. Most of the resumes I throw away. Oh man, that's gonna blow.
That's
doesn't it?
crazy.
Yeah, that does. Hey, but business always booming. You know?
For most people on the resumes, to be honest, I just throw them away. I barely look at them. I look at three things when I look at a resume. I look, are they career hopping if they've been in a career? Like,
Right.
how many times have they been at jobs in the last 5 years? And if it's 5 jobs in 5 years, red flag. I'm going to ask that person in an interview, why are you hopping all the time? Why can you not find a place to stay? And then the second thing that I'll look at outside of that is, what was it, if they put it on there, if they're a student, what was their GPA? Because I like to know, did they struggle through college, or were they successful in college?
Oops.
And because that sometimes is a clear indication of how hard they're willing to put in, or effort that they're willing to put into their career. But outside of those two things, toss.
Yep.
And if somebody's got a really well put together resume, they come in on stock paper.
Yep.
I like that. It's a difference maker because most of them come off of the printer paper. So just like doing little things like that sets you apart. Like, if you're wanting to leave a good example on a business, in my opinion, in a market where it is hard to distinguish yourself, because just being real, we'll hire 16 people or 17 people in a hiring class, but we'll interview 200 people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So think of all the no's that we handed out.
true.
And that's not because we couldn't handle 200 people or the 200 people weren't the right fits or everything. We just have such limited space, and a lot of people want to come work here, which is great. But we have a limited amount of space, and you need to distinguish yourself. And it's hard decisions. Like there's hard decisions sometimes where we're like, man, we only have one spot, but we got 4 people that can fit it.
Mhm.
How do we make this? And sometimes it comes down to a resume.
Yep.
Believe it or
Very
not,
true.
even though we don't really look at it or put a whole lot of stock in it. So I would say that. The other thing is prepare.
That's what yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Golly. I can't
You
tell you
have
how many
to.
times I sit across from an interview. They come in, they've got no questions. They don't even have a notebook or a pen to take notes from the interview. And so when you go through the interview, I love these ones. And I say, all right, hey, Mark, thanks for coming in, blah, blah, blah. We go through the interview. I ask my 15, 20 minutes of questions. We go back and forth. And then I always tell them up front, too. I'll turn it to you to ask questions. I'll turn it to them. I'll say, Mark, all right, what questions do you have for me? Nothing, pretty much. You covered everything. And mind you, this is like the second round, right? So they've already had a first round.
Right.
And then this is the second round in person. They'll always go, well, yeah, I've got no questions. I'll say, well, don't you want to know how you get paid?
They never asked that.
They don't even ask that.
I'm pretty sure I asked that.
No.
I think I did.
And I'm just telling you, like, some people, they're not prepared, and you can tell. Like, that's a non-prepared interviewer or interviewee right there.
Yep.
I mean, you need to know how you get paid. How are you even going to make a decision? You just think I'm going to send you something in the mail and there's your letter?
Right. Right.
So I always tell people, come prepared. Think of some stuff specific to the industry. Like if you're interviewing for a life insurance job, go research life insurance before you get into life insurance.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Know what
I
you're
also-
getting into.
I also think the biggest thing is like to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think there's nothing like most people when you interview for a job, obviously I know every job is different, but
Yeah.
they're going to want you for who you actually are. So don't try to put on a false person whenever you're trying to do it. Like that's the 9 times out of 10, like why people get a job. And like, I mean, that's just, I don't know. I can't harp on that enough because like that feeds into our culture so much, like being organic, like just being yourself every day.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we have such a good culture is because everybody is who they are.
And being organic with your clients.
Yeah,
Like if you
absolutely.
be organic in an interview and around the people you work with, then
Absolutely.
you're organic with your clients, which leads to more success, in my
Right.
opinion.
Right.
So that's
And
really
also learn how to not be nervous.
good.
I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest thing is like
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people get nervous. I get it. Nerves are a thing. I get nervous all the time too, but you have to learn how to control them. And I think sales that helps a lot because you talk to people every day. But being or knowing how to control those, especially in an interview, because you are going to get asked spot on questions. You know, you're going to have to learn to adapt. That's what sales is, right? We went back to what he said. He had to learn how to sell the pen. You know, he told me that, or I had to sell the pen to him in our interview. But like, it's one of those things where if you can stay calm, cool, and collected during that, that's where you're going to be successful. That's where they're
I
gonna
had on here how to handle difficult questions and scenarios.
Yep.
Addressing challenging questions about gaps in employment, changes in your career path, lack of specific experience.
that comes with preparation.
Yep, exactly.
You have to prepare.
You have to prepare, and not only that, you have to, sell the pen, but no, forget that. Sell yourself.
Exactly.
You know, and that's what comes preparation. Excuse me. And so tips, go home, practice in the mirror. Go back and forth with yourself like you're, have note cards, write some questions down, answer them, get used to
Absolutely.
knowing what they may throw at you or may not throw at you.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Interviews are not easy. And they shouldn't be. If they are, well, I mean, I don't know if you should be there or not.
Right.
In that regard, but take some time out to practice for yourself.
And especially for college, like I understand, trust me, we're all there. We get it. When you're in college, you're like, it's just another interview. Like, no, like this is something to set up for your whole life. Like you have to understand, like you want to be on your A game for this because this is gonna suit you for the rest of your life. It's not like you're just walking into I don't know, like a job when you had in high school, right? When you're working at a being a server or whatever, right?
Yeah.
This is like something you got to prepare for that you want for the rest of your life. So
I'm sure.
For sure. I think that all those are good things. Another thing I have on here that I think we should talk about:
I'm excited. What is it?
dressing for success and professional etiquette.
Yes.
How should one dress?
Guys, don't come in an interview with denim on. Please don't do denim. I hate that. That is.
I did not think you were going the denim route.
I hate denim. I hate when people wear jeans in an interview. I hate that.
No denim.
I hate that. No.
No polos.
No polos. Don't be
No
wearing
polos.
this.
No.
Yeah.
Wear a full sleeve
Yeah.
collared shirt, slacks.
You don't necessarily need a tie, but
No.
just wear a blazer or a jacket.
Yep. Absolutely.
Because it's gonna show. And here's my thing. Like I said, every spot is different.
Yep.
That's why you have the research company you're with, right?
Yep.
If you were to walk into our job Monday through Thursday,
Yep.
we're gonna have a button-down shirt on with slacks. It's gonna happen with a jacket, right? That's just how it is. Know that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come into an interview with our Friday attire. This is our Friday
It's
attire.
our Friday.
Yes,
Filming
absolutely.
on
Like,
Friday, you can see our attire.
like it's don't walk in like that. That's gonna spot you out, and then you're gonna be the outlier. It's not gonna be good, right? Because
Yeah,
I
remember-
promise you, the interviewer is gonna be wearing something better.
Correct.
Yeah. I immediately had negative thoughts about someone who came in with jeans and tennis shoes on one time. I was like,
Yeah, tennis shoes, absolutely not.
in an
please.
interview, sorry.
Please
Yeah.
Not going to work.
and it's sad, but that's what they're there for. You're supposed to judge a book by its cover when you're an interviewer.
Initially, yes.
Yeah, it's
And
all about
I mean,
appearance.
this stuff is mentally. I had a high school teacher. His name was Mr. Mayfield, and he was our finance teacher. And he would have us dress for success every single Friday.
I love that.
It was Fridays because he would okay, we're at the end of the week. We want to see if you commit yourself
Exactly.
to get up and dress for success when you can just be lounged, in loungewear. But it really impacts your mentality, how you
you so
feel,
much
how you feel about the day, your confidence. And at least for me, it did.
Absolutely.
And that's what I've carried on, from until now. It really helps with confidence and really attacking the day and really feeling good about yourself. So
Yeah.
don't just do it for the employer, do it for yourself because
Right.
it really can change your
posted-
mindset and get you more prepared.
I posted so we utilize Google Chat within our organization. I remember posting a while back in our in-office chat room or whatever.
Yeah.
The difference is it was a Harvard study, so
Yep.
Harvard Business Review study of
Remember that.
when you dress for success, that your mindset, what you just hit on,
Yep.
you're already having a more productive day
Yep.
Yep.
because you feel more productive in the wear that you're put on.
Yeah.
And I keep.
Is it this still? You
Yeah,
still smelling it?
I tell you what.
His eyes have been watering and shit.
I tell you what, man. I've been wanting to open up this monster
Do it.
and to just
have
like
one
get
every
rid of
other
this
episode.
aftertaste.
Oh man.
I can't get rid of this freaking Sharpie. It's like it's sitting in the back of my throat this whole time.
Yeah, bro. Go ahead and crack the monster open, man.
Cheers to that.
No cheers, bro. This is going down the
Cheers to that.
drain, brother. Down the drain.
But no,
Yeah, that made me feel a lot better because I'm telling you what, I've just had the aftertaste of Sharpie this whole time. Like I've been over here, like
I know y'all see him struggling over here.
but I tell you what, from dressing for success, where I was at with that with the Harvard Business Review,
Yeah.
it's a real thing.
yeah, it's like making your bed.
Yeah,
It
sure.
goes
does.
back to the first task that's
Yep.
completed
If
every
you-
day.
If you complete that every single day, you'll complete more tasks because you started your day completing tasks.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a big thing.
Make you a millionaire, right, Mark?
Absolutely.
Some.
I like that smile.
Yeah.
I've been watching because all this Taylor Swift stuff that's going
Oh,
on.
I hate that,
with-
dude. Let's not get started with her.
And Travis Kelce, that was a Travis Kelce laugh on
Was
his
it?
podcast. Every time he gets asked about Taylor Swift,
There's a little snarl. A
Dude,
little
I
sneaky
literally
smile.
hate all of that. And don't get me wrong, she's very smart. She makes a lot of money. But
We're not going into Taylor Swift and the Kelsey. We're
I
not
hate her.
doing that.
I hate her.
We're not doing
I
that.
hate her. I love Kelsey. Hate her.
She gets enough coverage. They all get
does.
enough
Thank
coverage.
you.
I don't want to cover
All right,
her here.
anyways, back on topic.
Come on,
'cause he
come
took us
on.
off of it.
sorry for the bunny trail this episode. You know what it was?
What was it?
It was the Sharpie and gasoline whiskey. All right. So
This is crazy.
back onto this though. After dressing for success,
Yes.
I always think of this too. What time should somebody? Let's say their interview is at 2:00. What time do they need to show up?
1:45 at the latest.
15 to 20 minutes early.
Yep,
At the
15,
very
20 minutes.
latest. Do not show up on time. If you are on time, you are late.
Yeah.
I will shout out my college baseball coach, Buzz Verduzco, even though he wasn't the best coach. But hey,
Shout out to you, Buzz.
he did teach me a lot, for real. He wasn't the best coach, but he taught us a lot of life lessons. He was in the military, and I mean, he was very hardcore. Like, if you were not here 15 minutes early, you're late. You're running.
Yeah.
Does not matter. Doesn't matter. Practice at 3. If you show up at 2:50, you're late. Get running. You might as well not even put your shoes on.
Yeah,
because
just
you
start running.
Yeah. So I mean, that helped a lot.
Running poles? What are you running?
So we had this thing called the armory run, because there was an armory that obviously he was in the military, but it was 2 miles away.
Wow.
Ran there, ran back, and then if you completed in a certain amount of time, you were done. If you didn't, then you had to run poles, 15 poles. So there
For
was
those that don't
boys
know what
puking.
poles are, because I played college baseball, you run from the left field foul pole to the right field.
And
foul
no,
pole.
you don't get to run straight across.
Yep.
You run
You
on,
run
on
on
the
the
warning
track.
track.
back.
It's a long time.
Glad I wasn't a baseball player.
Yeah, and down and back is 1. They don't,
Yep.
they don't let you go down 1.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's not down and then come back for 2. That's
Yeah,
1.
That's 1.
So
But
yeah, and there's no straight line. I couldn't tell
Oh,
you how many
dude.
times I looked across the outfield. I'm like, man, I wish I could just run a straight
See,
line.
and
to
it's
this
funny
thing.
because all the freshmen that come in, they're like, "Oh, that's not that bad." I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, you think we run a straight across, don't you? Just wait, just
Yeah.
wait."
But yeah.
Did you have something on the time?
No, time. I think 15 to 20 minutes early, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Get there, it goes with, again, preparation.
Yeah,
Yep.
and they're expecting it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So preparedness, we talked about that. Looking up the industry, we've talked about that. Dressing for success, we've talked about that. Asking specific questions to the interviewer from the interviewee and being prepared for that.
Can I go back on time real quick?
Yeah, go back
Real
on
quick.
time. I was going to add another point. But
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead. Your point might be what I want to say. So go ahead.
hit it. Yours
Okay.
is on time. Mine's going to be from a follow up
While
standpoint.
you're sitting in there,
No,
waiting. Okay.
Mine's a follow up.
So mine's when you're sitting there. The biggest thing, don't just be on your phone.
Yep. That's really good.
That is, they're looking. Whether you think they're not, they're always looking.
Yep.
It's what you're doing when they're not looking, right?
Yep.
Don't just sit there on your phone. I don't care if you're just staring at the wall.
Yep.
Don't just be on your phone. That looks terrible. Be
Yeah.
ready for when they come out and they greet you. That's all I'm going to say about that.
That's good.
And if you're sitting,
really good.
stand up when they enter the room and shake their hand.
Correct. Please.
Shake their hand.
Yep.
That's a big thing for me.
Yes.
I like that. Don't stay seated while I shake your hand.
Yeah.
It's just not a proper thing. I don't know what in college, I know what my school taught me. I was kind of getting on a tangent there. I was getting excited.
Yeah.
You know, on the edge of my seat now. I got rid of this crap. I got my monster, so I'm ready to roll. So I tell you what, I don't know what they teach people nowadays. I
teach
don't think
us
they
nothing.
I don't think they teach
Etiquette.
professional
Business
etiquette,
etiquette.
or business etiquette.
They
So
didn't teach us nothing.
yeah, so never shake someone's hand while seated.
Yep.
Always stand up, no matter if you
Have it, leave it alone.
if you gotta go up and down 4 times because 4 different people enter the room at different times, and you shake their hand. That's what you do.
Yep.
That's etiquette, proper etiquette.
Yep.
If you go to a business function and you're an intern and you're interning at that business, I learned this. Shout out Tracy Blasdell. I think I said this on a previous episode though too. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Professional readiness. If you have a drink, no problem having a drink if you're of age and you're not 20.
You're of age.
or 18. There's interns out there that are 19 or 20 years old and they try and sneak
And
in
they're
a beer.
throwing them
I'm
back.
like, gosh, I don't
see
care how
you.
big the business is. I mean, it's still going to set an example of the type of person you are. I'm not, you know what I mean? And they always said, cheers, whatever they do at cheers and take a sip, but you hold on to that drink the whole time. You're an intern. You're a nobody there. That's a reality. You are at the bottom when you are an intern. You are learning the business. So don't go drinking 3 or 4 drinks when you're at an internship at a public company event.
Yep.
Around other people, guests, maybe their spouses there. I mean, there's a lot of things that could go awry.
Wrong.
You
Yeah.
know? So always have one drink, and that's professionalism. Those types of things, I don't know what they teach in college
Right.
anymore. I know that I had a class on it, so shout out to Rockers. Thank you for teaching us some of that stuff.
One more thing before we sum it up.
I
I
have the follow up too.
Okay.
So, but go for it.
Perfect. Another big thing is make sure you look people in the eyes.
Yeah.
Right. When you're shaking hands and you're talking to people, eye contact is major. If you're looking all over here, that shows a lack of confidence.
Yes.
Or maybe people read it as you're untrustworthy.
Yep.
Or maybe people believe, you just don't know what they're going to take it.
Yeah.
So make sure you practice looking people in the eyes. Absolutely. And this was hard for me in the beginning of my just period.
Career.
Yeah, just period. And I had to practice.
Thing?
I think not a confidence. It was just it was weird. It was weird to me.
Yeah.
Because you hadn't practiced.
Yeah, I hadn't
been taught that.
Hadn't been taught, and I was like, okay. But as I continued to live life, it's like, no, this is a must, and you just do it. You start to practice. You start to look, and you start to make yourself better in those situations. So that is key. Make sure you look people in the eyes. Don't wander and look crazy in the face.
Yeah, for sure. The last thing that I'll have on this for interviewing, the importance of following up and engaging. The importance of sending a thank you letter, card, or email. That's big. If somebody sent that to me, it's probably put in a whole nut. That's another checkbox.
Yep.
Oh man, this person they've got their shit together.
Yep, absolutely.
How to maintain communication and an interest in the role without being overly persistent. I would say from maintaining that, just a couple of text messages, like say, hey, how are things going a week, a couple days after the interview. So I'd send your thank you for your time that day. Or whether it's a thank you card and you're putting it in the mail, or whether it's an email, you're sending it that day. Because it's top of mind. You're top of their mind.
Yep.
It's top of your mind. And you can't let 2 days lapse. And you're like, oh, crap, I never did that.
Right.
Get it done that day. Then after that, a couple days go by. Send them a text message or an email, however you've been corresponding, saying, hey, you just wanted to follow up. Really excited about the opportunity. Please let me know if there's anything additional that you need from me.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Not pushy.
Not
You're
pushy.
Just asking.
Yep. Just staying top of mind.
Yep.
Then send something else a couple weeks out. Now, hopefully they respond. If they don't respond, then I don't know. That's
right.
Give them a couple days. I mean, you know what I mean? But if they don't respond, and then you send another one in a couple weeks if you really want the job, and they don't respond to that, then I'd have a little bit of alarm bells would be going off. And if you really want the job then, and you don't have anything else, then you probably should think about making a phone call to whoever you interview.
Yeah, I was going to say, because
they should respond.
Every business should respond.
Yeah.
But if they're not responding, then that's what you would do. But if they are responding, they should give you a certain time.
Regardless. Yeah.
They should be giving you a timeline. At the end of the interview, what I would do if I was interviewing, I would say, hey, what's the timeline that you guys are thinking about? Like before you walk out of that in-person interview or Google Meet, what's the timeline that you guys are thinking of making a potential offer or through this process or for the candidates you guys are looking for? Yep. And they should give you a timeline. Oh, we'll be in touch with you within the next 2 weeks, or we're looking to make an offer to you by the end of the week, or a month, or 2 months, or whatever that timeline is. They should give that to you, and that's one of your questions that you should come to the interview with. So, hopefully, that sums it all up.
I feel like we dropped a lot of jewels.
We did.
A lot of jewels.
So,
and honestly, if you do, we didn't talk much. We didn't give very many questions you should ask, but just look it up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously goes back to knowing the business too. Like, just you're smart. You know the business. Like, just ask questions about the business. People who are fascinated with their company, if they're the owner, they know all the answers. They're gonna be excited when you ask them questions about the company.
I love
Luke gets juiced up about that.
I love when people ask questions about the business and they're like, how does this work? How does that work? People like to just talk. I like to talk about the business. I just do.
We all talk.
So, you know what I mean? And I think that's a really good point that you brought up. So come prepared with questions. Don't just come in there asking one or two and then that's it. You should have a list. Have them written down. There's no problem. I've done interviews before where they've had questions written down because it's easy to get in an interview. You're getting asked all these questions, and you're kind of getting rocked back a little bit. That's natural. Don't feel unnatural if that happens. And then they're like, all right, what questions do you have? And you're like, holy crap, I'm through them all. Like that's the only thing that you think of. Open up your notebook or your notepad and say, I've got about 5 to 7 different questions here I'd like to ask. How does this work? How does this work? How does that work? Blah, blah, blah. And ask. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that shows, once again, professionalism and preparedness that, hey, this person they thought of. And you know what's great? You could use
two are
all
stupid.
the same questions for every interview. But you know what I think? I think, oh wow, this person actually took the time to come up with 5 to 7 questions for me.
They ain't know you've been to 7 interviews in 2 days.
Exactly. So
Exactly.
just come prepared. That's all it is.
Honestly, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Preparedness, show up early,
Yeah.
dress accordingly.
Yep.
Yes. And you should get plenty of job opportunities,
Opportunities.
from
Yep.
that.
Absolutely.
I think that's a lot of knowledge.
that
let's
is.
let's get rid of the let's cut it and get rid of this gasoline
Yeah.
freaking whiskey and let's get on to something else.
Hey, this is
for
my
next
favorite
week.
one.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we're always here every single week
Yep.
to bring you knowledge about
Yep.
the industry and different things. Hopefully, you like the interview style. I know this was geared towards more college and those who are looking for jobs, but that was a request. And so, hopefully, if you've got more requests like that, please send them to us. We love to talk about different topics that you guys have. And he's over here still smelling the Sharpie. I'm not
I was
even gonna
talking
smell
to the
it.
viewers. I was telling them.
Viewers, I'm going to plug my nose because I'm telling you
But-
right now, I was struggling this entire episode with this aftertaste. So,
I do want to say we are very close. We're at 897 subs. We're so close to 1,000. Also,
Let's go, baby.
we hit our first over 1K views on a video.
yes.
Very
I
appreciative.
think we're over like 3,000 on that.
We were
one.
at 3.1K. I appreciate
Yeah.
all of y'all. That was
Let's do that.
that was awesome. We woke up one morning. Luke was sick, and I was like, bro. He's like, I'm sleeping. And I'm like, Mark.
Yeah.
I was geeked. That was awesome. That was
31.
awesome.
Thank you for all the support that you guys have given us
I'm
so
excited.
far. We're really looking forward to bringing you more content like this, and even better. You know, sometimes this doesn't apply to everybody. We're gonna bring content that doesn't apply to everybody, but we appreciate all the support. We will be giving away 2 free
Yeah,
bottles of
buddy.
whiskey.
That's
So
close.
if you
That's-
want in on it, you need to subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on either Instagram or TikTok. We definitely appreciate the support. So
Let's
one
do it.
more whiskey for
One
the
more.
souls.
Insurance
For the
wall.
walls. It tastes like gasoline, but so you better drink that.
Oh man.
Cheers, y'all. Appreciate you.